Hey guys. So today I am out here foraging for elderberries. Elderberries begin to ripen between like August and September. Now you may have heard of elderberries. There's cough syrups in the stores now made with elderberry. And of course, I'm sure everybody's heard Elton John's Elderberry wine song. But elderberries are really awesome, beneficial antioxidant. It helps our immune system, it boosts our immune system, and it helps our bodies to fight off colds, flus. So, the flu season's coming up. This is August, and the flu season is coming up. So, I'm wanting to prepare my own elderberry syrup so that I can be prepared for the cold and flu season. So, I'm going to flip you around here and show you this elderberry bush that I have located, okay? So here is an elderberry bush. Now, the berries on this bush need to be, you need to make sure that they are dark blue to purple. I guess I would call them more black. They look black before you pick them. You never want to pick unripened berries. If you look, let me see if I can zoom in on this. If you look real close, do you see the green little berries? See that one right there? There's a green berry. There's a green berry in this one too, right? But anyways, you do not want to pick unripened elderberries. They are toxic, as well as so are the leaves and the stems on this plant are toxic. They actually contain cyanide. It's scary, I know. But listen, wait, before you go, come back. I promise, there's nothing to be fearful of with this elderberries plant. Once you understand about the elderberry and you learn how to process it and how to use these wonderful medicinal berries, then you'll be very happy that you were introduced to this excellent medicinal plant. Okay, so I think probably what I'm gonna do is, like I said, end up making a syrup. In fact, I might even make some jelly, elderberry jelly. They make jellies, they make jams. Some people even use this and make pies. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna try syrup. And I think the syrup or even jelly would be a really good way to get a little bit of elderberries every day to keep me healthy and happy during the cold and flu season. Or in case the colds or flus do hit, I will have extra defense. So hey, keep watching and stay tuned. Okay, so I have gathered some elderberries and I am going to show you the best way I have found to clean them or prepare them for use to get them off of. Okay, so here's my little bucket of elderberry clusters, okay, that I picked. And I picked the clusters, all right, and they grow in little clusters like this. Let's see. And this is my bowl that I am collecting the berries in. So here is the best way that I found to get the berries off of the cluster and into your bowl. And that is to just hang the little cluster over your bowl and kind of grab the berries and roll them in your fingers, and they will just drop. They will actually just fall right into your bowl. And now you want to make sure that you don't get stems. You don't want any stems in it. You just want the berries, just the berries. Like I said before, the stems, the leaves are all toxic, so you don't want any of those. But it's fairly easy. They are fairly easy to just drop right off of the stems without the stem coming off. So if you just kind of roll them between your fingers like that, and they just fall right into your bowl. Okay, so I'm definitely thinking that I'm going to try making some elderberry syrup, but I think maybe I may try my hand at making some elderberry jelly. It just sounds really good. It sounds like it would be delicious. So a little bit of that every day to keep the flu and the colds away would be a good way to do that. So I will include you when I go to make some syrup or I go to make some jellies. I'll let you come along and watch. All right, thanks. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day. Okay. Hey, welcome back, guys. So we gathered our elderberries. I showed you gathering the elderberries, what the bushes look like, what the berries look like. And then I showed you how to clean the berries, or how to get the berries off of the clusters that it grows in on. And you know, I do suggest, I want to say one thing, I suggest when doing that, getting the little berries off of the clusters, I do suggest to wear like some type of gloves, rubber gloves, whatever, surgical gloves. You know, I was cleaning a lot of them, like a whole lot of them, and I noticed I started to get a headache, kind of felt not real good. I felt different. I know my body. I don't get headaches. And so it was something very odd. So I kind of thought maybe touching so many of the berries, maybe I was having, you know, a reaction to something. So, hey, just wear some rubber gloves. Wear some surgical gloves or something when you're getting the berries off of the clusters, okay? So, but once you've got all your berries taken off, then today I'm going to show you how to make a syrup. And, you know, like the syrup is good for a lot of things, colds and flus, and the cold and flu season is coming up. This is August. So cold and flu season's coming up, and I want to be ready for that. So today's video is going to be just my showing you how I'm going to prepare a elderberry syrup. So I actually found out that I could use my Instapot. Hey, if you don't have an Instapot, you need to get one. I love my Instapot. It just takes cooking down to like a quarter of the time on everything. So I was thrilled to think that I could do my elderberries in my Instapot. Some of the times online I saw said 9 minutes in the Instapot, some said 15, so I'm going to go between and just do 12 minutes in my Instapot. So here we go, guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in, I've got 3.5 cups of water, okay? And I have a system, I have well water, but I have a system that is reverse osmosis water. So make sure you have start out with some good water. distilled or whatever. And then I'm going to put in my elderberries. Now, this recipe calls for either, like, because you can dry elderberries, dehydrate them, and keep them. So you can either put in like 2/3 cup of dried elderberries or like 1 1/3 cups of fresh or frozen berries. Okay. And I have fresh, so I'm doing 1 1/3 cups. I've got 1 1/3 cups of berries that I'm putting in. Okay. So also, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of grated ginger. Okay, I've got 2 tablespoons of grated ginger here, and I'm going to throw that in. Then also, I am going to throw in 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Hang on just a second, guys. Just a moment. Hold on 1 second for me. Sorry about that. I'm going to throw in actually a half a teaspoon. A half a teaspoon, sorry. I didn't have my cloves ready. So I'm going to throw in a half a teaspoon also of ground cloves. Now this is fresh ground cloves. I suppose you could just buy, powdered clove in the store, but I actually had cloves and ground those up. All right, so I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of those. And then I'm going to let this cook down for my 12 minutes. Now I am going to be adding 1 cup of raw honey to this mixture, but I'm not going to add that to my mixture until after it's cooled down, after I've cooked it. The reason for that being that honey, raw honey, not store-bought, raw honey, and when I say raw, the gentleman that I get my honey from is Honey Run Apiaries in Lima, Ohio. And when I say fresh, I called him the other day, asked if I could come over and get some honey, and I actually got it straight from out of the vat. So, yeah, that's fresh honey, and it had just been done a couple days ago, spun out. So, fresh raw honey has a lot of benefits to it in itself. But when you heat the honey, then it kind of gets rid of that. So, bottom line, I'm going to do the honey after it's cooled down so it's not heated. Okay, I don't want my honey heated. All right, because we want all the good benefits of it. So, I am going to let this cook down 12 minutes and then let it cool down, and I will come back when we're ready to put it in jars. And Dusty's saying hello. That's great. So I'll be back when we're ready to put these in the jars and finish up our syrup. Hi guys. Hey, while our berries are cooking in the Instant Pot, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the raw honey. Raw honey in and of itself has so many wonderful benefits. It is a great antioxidant. It is antibacterial. It is antifungal. It can be used, actually for a Band-Aid. If you have a wound or cut, you could actually put raw honey right on there and use it like a Band-Aid over that. Also, honey is good for sore throats. You know, if you have a sore throat and you take a teaspoon of honey, it's going to go down, it's going to coat your throat and make it feel so much better. And they've done studies that showed that honey in small children, actually, or in anyone, I suppose, that honey is better when given for coughs to stop coughing than actual cough syrups. So, with that being said, I will say this. You do not want to give raw honey to a child under 1 year of age. And that is simply because there is a bacteria in the soil which gets into the honey and can cause, in infants, children under 1 year of age, can cause infant botulism. Okay. I think probably their systems just aren't developed enough to be able to process it like ours. So, you know, honey is such a great benefit, but when I say raw, I want to explain a little bit on that. Raw honey has not been heated. You know, the honeys that you buy in the store have been heated, they've been processed. You know, those bacterias have been killed, but so have all the benefits. The other benefits of the raw honey have also been killed. So it's really kind of, you know, not beneficial at all after that. So, you know, unheated and raw honey is the best. So to use, especially for, you know, a syrup like we're doing, the elderberry syrup, where we want all the antioxidants, we want all those benefits. Um, you know, look around your local neighborhoods, and you know there's beekeepers, there's people who will certainly sell you raw honey. If you go to a health food store, a lot of times they buy it from local honey makers, and you can buy it from the health food store. But so, anyways, guys, yeah, just kind of try to look into the raw honey rather than the processed stuff in the store. Um, Especially for making like syrups and things that we're really gonna want all the benefits from. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that and kind of drop a line to you about that. All right, we'll be back. Hi guys. Hey, I did want to show you the next step in making the syrup, which is the Instapot's done. The timer went off and I released the pressure. And now I am taking the liquid and I'm just kind of ladling it. I'm trying to get just the liquid and not so much all the other things that we've put in there, like the ground ginger and all that. I'm just wanting just the liquid. And I'm actually straining it. Okay, and I have like you know, I'm using what I had around the house. So I had canning jars and I had coffee filter. You know, you could use cheesecloths, those kind of things. But for me, that's all I had around the house. So this is what we're using. And that might be a slow process. We'll have to see. But so actually all I'm doing is just ladling the liquid into the filter. And I'm just wanting, because I just want the liquid and I don't want, you know, any of the other stuff. We just want the liquid. That's the gold right there, is the liquid. So I'm going to continue to do this until after I do strain it, I am putting it in my measuring cup, simply because I did want to see how much this recipe made. So I'm going to continue to do this and then we'll be right back. All right, guys. Hey, I'm back. The straining the elderberry juice from out of the berries was definitely a learning curve. The coffee filters that I used, I don't know what kind they are, but um, it was a very painfully slow process. uh, I would pour the juice through and then it would stop leaking and I'd have to squeeze it through. And I think I lost quite a bit of the juice just trying to um, get it all um, dripped out of it. So, but I did end up with actually about 3 cups of juice. So now there's my juice, and I have right here my 1 cup of honey, raw honey, and I am just going to simply pour that. Right now, my juice has cooled. I let it cool, and it's just barely warm at all to the touch. It maybe just a little warmth to it, so it's fine. It's not going to kill our good stuff that we want out of our honey. So I'm just going to simply pour the honey, 1 cup, into this juice and stir it in. And I'm just going to get that all stirred in there really well. Now, once I get this all stirred in here really well, I have little jelly canning jars ready to go. And what I did was I washed them really well, scrubbed them up real good, and then I did actually sterilize them by putting them in the oven for a while and letting them heat up and then letting them cool back down. I let the jars cool back down. I don't want the heat from my jars to kill my good stuff in my honey either. So I let the jars cool back down, and so then I'm just going to simply get all of this goodness, all of this good juice put into my little jars that I have here, the little jelly jars, and put a lid on them. And I will show you after I finish getting this mixed in. I will show you some more here in a bit. Stop back. Okay, so this is the final part of our video. At last, we have wonderful elderberry syrup. So, I've got my elderberry syrup in my jars, glass jars, and this will keep in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 months. Now, you can freeze this, which would make it last a lot longer. And dosage, like to stay well, to keep from getting colds, adults can take up to 2 tablespoons of it a day, and children could take like a teaspoon a day. If a cold or flu hits, you can double that amount, and you can actually do it every 2 to 3 hours until your symptoms stop, so, or ease up. So anyways, that's our elderberry syrup. And the last thing I want to do is I want to take a taste of the elderberry syrup, which I have made, and let you know a little bit of how it tastes. You can really taste the ginger. The ginger has a really, really warming effect. I could definitely see how cold and flu season, how this would be really soothing and comforting because of the warmth of the ginger and the cinnamon. We put cinnamon in, so the cinnamon also adds to it. And the honey gives it enough sweetness. So it's a really wonderful taste. It's a really good taste. I could definitely do this every day a little bit, and especially to keep in good health and keep well during the cold and flu season. So, hey, I hope this helps you guys learn a little bit about elderberries and what to do with them. So, get out there and explore and enjoy. Have a blessed day.